Don't worry about whether the content is too perfect. Just say it calmly and fluently and move on to the next sentence. Hi there, I'm Max from eCoach PTE, back again with our Quick Tips video. In our Quick Tips video series, we're going to go through all 20 questions of the PTE, introducing you to what you'll see in the exam and giving you some killer tips to get you on your way to boosting your PTE marks. If you're interested in this series, make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and also follow us on Facebook at eCoach PTE. So today's topic is the describe image part of the speaking. This is maybe the most loved but also hated question in the PTE exam, since it can be kind of tricky for a first timer, but if you prepare well, you should have no troubles whatsoever. So what actually is describe image? So you'll see something like this in the actual exam paper. Some sort of graph, and you'll have 25 seconds to look over it, take in all the key details. Once that 25 seconds is over, then you have 40 seconds to describe the image as fluently, effectively, and well as possible. It seems kind of daunting, but I assure you, once you break it down, you should have no problems whatsoever. Let's get started. Our first tip is make sure you have a cool, clear structure to your answer. You want to start off with an introductory sentence. What kind of graph is it? What are the units? What is it actually describing? Something like, this line chart shows the increases in Ireland's GDP from 1886 to 2001. See? Clean and simple. Then, after that, you want to give 2 or 3 sentences to describe main points that are actually in the graph itself. For instance, exports increased 20% between 1885 to 2005. We pick out one feature of the graph and describe how it changes. Then another major feature. You could say exports declined from 1790 to 1805, therefore capturing another part of the graph. And finally, you have a conclusion sentence. Something simple, like, ultimately, this shows how exports have fluctuated over time. If you can capture all 4 parts like that, an introduction, point 1, point 2, and a conclusion, you should have a great description in no time flat. Tip number 2, speak fluently. The most common problem with describe image is that people get panicked. They pause, they hesitate, they repeat themselves. They say things like, this graph shows, the graph shows. Don't worry. Just pick something and talk about it. Relax. Just say, this graph shows the increase in exports. This graph shows the changes in agriculture. This graph shows the growth of the economy. Just pick one thing. Don't worry about whether the content is too perfect. Just say it calmly and fluently and move on to the next sentence. And point 3, make sure you hammer your vocabulary. Obviously, in a describe image, if you have some sort of tricky graph, like this one here, that's crazy. There's so many words there and it's very scientific. So make sure you're learning your terms that describe politics, the economy, science. If you make sure you have key words you can use for every one of these topics, then you shouldn't have a problem reading through the prompt, describing the image clearly and with no stress whatsoever. Hopefully you liked today's video talking about the describe image section. If you want more detailed information, some examples, some practices, then we have plenty of other videos on our YouTube channel with just that. Also, if you want to stay tuned to our quick tips, make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our Facebook page at eCoach PTE. Thanks for listening, guys.